Welcome, Jaguar fans, to the second round of the 2019 District 1 6A playoffs. The number 3 Garnet Valley Jaguars host the number 11 seed
Plymouth Whitemarsh
Colonials. Plymouth Whitemarsh won their first playoff game in 20 years, and they're very pleased with that, and congratulations to them for that. Garnet Valley is a perennial attraction in the playoffs, but you got to play them. So,
absolutely.
Pat, your thoughts, ideas?
You finally got some cold weather tonight. We're going to be well within the freezing mark by the time this game's over. Two football teams that are going to look very similar on offense. As you mentioned, Plymouth Whitemarsh coming in off of a great season, a turnaround season from last year. They were 1-9. Come out and they came within 1 minute of winning the Suburban One American Conference. They lost to the eventual champion, Cheltenham, by 4 points middle of the season there. And that's been the only blemish on their resume this year. They, like Garnet Valley, they score a lot of points. Like Garnet Valley, they run a triple option offense. Like Garnet Valley, they do not throw the football. We might be out of here by 8:30 tonight, Don, if there's no penalties.
Ben Hoyt had conversation. Oh, I'll introduce our stream team. Ben Hoyt had conversation earlier this evening with one of the writers who indicated that in the last 2 games, they have thrown the ball. The Colonials have thrown the ball 3 times cumulatively in 2 games. So, yes, we might get out of here by.
Which is Garnet Valley's per game average this year, 2 or 3 attempts. But looking forward to this. I think a couple years ago, the coaching staff came down and met with Garnet Valley's coaching staff to look at the triple option offense, and it's so it'll be interesting match of like philosophies here. Of course, the Jags should be familiar with it because every day before the day comes that you have to start game planning for your first opponent, they're playing against each other in a offense and defense against this option offense, and you learn the assignments, you learn the disciplines. Plus, they all have offensive positions as well, so they know the plays. So, same will go for Plymouth Whitemarsh. The way they line up and the way they execute these offenses is a little different, but you'll notice the similarities.
Dan Chang is in his 10th year as the head coach at Plymouth Whitemarsh, and they were 9-1 this year, and they allowed 15.8 points per game and scored 42.4. Very similar to Garnet Valley numbers. Garnet Valley gave up 19 points a game and scored 49 points a game. So this should be a good one. I saw an interesting thing in the Delco Times yesterday in a Matt Smith column. He said that Garnet Valley led the county in rushing this year with 334 yards per game.
Right.
But what I didn't know is they have been the leading rushing team in the county since 2010.
Yeah.
So it says something about this is the offense we're going to run, and you guys come and stop us.
Come and stop it, and they, the way it's designed, they run a lot of plays, so they spread the ball around to different ball carriers, so it's you could have a couple 1,000-yard rushers. There's no one feature back. You kind of pick your poison with this running back by committee, but the one constant, and you get sick of hearing me say it all the time, but the way this offensive line performs and gets better every year just is so crucial to the Jaguars' offensive success, and that's the first thing every one of these running backs will tell you.
Your stream team is here. Goody Marcuson, Mike Risciardi, Ben Hoyt, Alec Eskin, Pat Patterson, and yours truly, Don Mink. We're ably assisted tonight in the booth by Carrie Mink. She's going to keep us straight.
New spotter.
She's going to tell us the pulling guard, which guard pulled, and Garnet Valley will receive. Ben, I didn't see whether we're receiving. Did we lose the?
Yeah, I think they deferred.
Okay. The Colonials won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. Garnet Valley will start with Jake Morin and Reese Malik deep. Nicholas Choi, number 13, will be kicking off. We were talking about Garnet Valley's rushing attack. 5 players for Garnet Valley finished with over 400 yards rushing this year. Sam and Jake Morin, Reese Malik, Ryan Gallagher, and Greg Reynolds all finished with more than 400 yards. Choi's a lefty. And we are underway in round 2. Falling on it at the Garnet Valley 26.
Yeah, that kicker saw him working on this before the game and on some of the film. Does a nice job of doing that ball that takes that awkward hop down there in the middle, and that time got Garnet Valley just to sit on it with no return.
Evan Fenster jumped on it, the dribbler. Second man through. It's Greg Reynolds.
Those guys over there, I think, we have found out earlier today we owe an apology to Alex Olson, who's been filling in at right tackle wearing number 63. We had a different player in the roster, and week in and week out we've been calling him the wrong name. But just like any offensive lineman, he's just happy they're getting yards and winning.
Just short of the first down. No, looks like he may have gotten the first down. Jake Morin, first down.
Generous spot there by the line judge, and Garnet Valley's first down, and they're right back on it.
Garnet Valley's right up over the ball, no huddle. Trying not to let PW.
Oh, jeez.
Ball was snapped.
Lost exchange between Sparks and Gallagher, and first mistake goes to Garnet Valley, and Plymouth Whitemarsh right there to pick it up.
He was probably told, Sparks was probably told, first sound you snap it. And whatever the first sound was, it was not from Ryan Gallagher because he wasn't ready to.
No, yeah, and he's coming off of 2 weeks of being, or a week and a half pretty much, of being off on the sideline.
Larry McLaughlin's the quarterback, number 4.
Oh,
pitched
boy.
to number 18. Christopher Pierce. Gain of about 25 yards. First down.
That's a straight midline option that should be very familiar to Garnet Valley fans. Just fake to that fullback, and on that time the defensive outside linebacker and end lost contain and collapsed on the middle of that play, and it was wide open. Can't let that happen.
The Colonials do this a lot. They'll line up over the ball, and then they'll look over to the sideline for the play call. In fact, McLaughlin's still looking for the play call. Man in motion. Handed off underneath. Oh, no, pitched to the outside. 18 again, Pierce. Matt Gable on the tackle, number 59. Second and 1 at the Garnet Valley 4. Turnover, if you just tuned in, turnover on the first play of the second possession for Garnet Valley. It was a fumble. 38, Dreslin was knocked back at the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard. He did.
Yep.
Third and about 2 at the 5.
Coach Biddle down in Tarpon Springs, tuning in, watching us from Florida. We're not jealous at all.
Man in motion. Toss to the man in motion. 18. Again, Pierce
Close.
goes to the 1.
Fourth down here. Oh, no. That was a...
First and goal.
They were able to make the first down for first and goal. Oh,
It's the half-yard line.
yeah.
Plymouth Whitemarsh lines up without a huddle. Straight ahead. Dreslin in for a touchdown.
Yep.
So the Colonials draw first blood
Yeah. Go
with a short field because of the fumble.
right. So as we've seen a couple times this year, you put the ball down, you make a turnover, and it just does the other team capitalize on it. And answer to that first question is a resounding yes for Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Choi to make the extra point, and it's up and good. And Plymouth Whitemarsh leads 7-0.
Yeah, Jaguars defense a little, I'm not going to say surprised, but a little caught off guard with the outside discipline here. I know Garnet Valley is, if you watch the Garnet Valley films, you see they hand off middle all the time and use the outside option much more sparingly. But the speedy running backs that Plymouth Whitemarsh has, they're going to look to get to those corners. The defensive ends and the outside linebackers need to be in contain, as they say.
Shout out to Ruth Ann Winter. She charged up her iPads to watch the Jags tonight. And Rich Castafaro and his wife Gail are continuing to watch from Springfield. Rich is on the mend. Choi to kick off. He just hit a dribbler the last time.
Yeah.
And he does the same. Taken at the 30.
Oop.
And stopped at about the 35-yard line. Brian Bradley. Garnet Valley starts at its 37. Down 7-0. Jake Marn picks up about a yard. No, more like 3 yards.
Or 4.
Ball's at the 41. Jake goes straight ahead, picks up a couple. Out to about the 43-yard line.
Good job by the Plymouth Whitemarsh defense there. They're just in a straight-up 4-4 defense, but holding tough.
Blaze McDaniel came up a little gimpy there, number 52. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Ryan Gallagher looks to throw, tucks it under,
first down.
and gets knocked out after he makes the first down.
Yeah, I think that was a run all the way, and he just, once he started moving, he tucked that ball high and tight.
Get well wishes to Nick Wiesendanger's grandmother, G, recovering from open heart surgery.
Say hi
We
to
wish her well.
Carrie's brother Steve down in Nashville, checking in, chanting defense by text earlier. Ooh.
Greg Reynolds up the middle, and he could go all the way, and he does. 53-yard run, Greg Reynolds.
Right up the gut, the option, and got to that second level and hit the Jets. He was gone. A little breakaway speed there from Greg Reynolds.
Had a conversation with Coach Ricky during the week. And I said something about how much they crowd the Colonials crowd the line of scrimmage. He said, yeah, you break through that line of scrimmage, you could be gone. Bryce's kick is good. Bryce Stansfield.
So
Shout out to his grandparents, the Teachies over at Marist Grove.
Just that quickly, the Jags even it up. Good time to thank our game sponsor tonight.
Colliers International. They are one of the world's leading real estate services company, commercial real estate services company. Locally, Tim Pulte is the senior executive vice president. Tim and his family have been longtime supporters of Garnet Valley sports and football in particular. Son Jack is one of the volunteer coaches.
Tim had a long career in commercial real estate.
That touchdown was brought to you by the Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon. Bryce kicks it away and hits it to about the 12. Brought out. And reversing his field. Getting to the other side of the field. Out to the 40-yard line. They had him tied to this sideline. He reversed the field and got all the way out to the 40.
Christian Pierce.
A shout out to Sarah Graham, Coach Paul Graham's wife. Probably sipping hot chocolate with her mother, Betsy Dotz, while watching the stream. Here comes around the corner, McLaughlin, the quarterback. He picks up about 5.
Yeah.
Gets out over the 45. Six-yard gain, 7-yard gain.
Yeah. Decent pursuit that time by the Jags, but every step he was